Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining us for virtual story time. We're glad you're here. Today we're going to read a book titled Bob and Tom, and it's written by Denny Kazitz. And I'd like to thank Simon and Schuster Publishing Company for allowing us to read this book with you today. Let's go ahead and get started. Bob and Tom. 6:45 a.m. Bob and Tom sat in the farmer's yard. The sky was dark and stormy. "I guess the sun isn't coming today," said Tom. "Nope," said Bob. "Rain's coming." Tom agreed. "Yep." It rained. "It's wet," Tom noticed. "It's the water," Bob explained. Bob jumped up. "We need to find some dry spots." Tom jumped up. "Where?" "Anywhere." Tom looked down. He saw 2 dry spots. "There," he said. "See? Dry spots. One for you and one for me." So there they are. How do you think they're staying dry? You think it's their bodies are making a dry spot? Bob and Tom sat down. The rain stopped. The sun came out. "So," said Tom, "what do you want to do today?" Tom pecked at some corn. Bob stared at Tom. Tom stopped pecking. "What's the matter?" "Nothing," Bob shrugged. "I was just thinking." "About what?" "Your head." "Is it gone?" Tom asked. "No," said Bob. "I was just wondering if there was anything up there. You know, on the inside." "There must be something in there." "Really? How do you know?" "I'll look," said Tom. He closed his eyes. He looked in towards the middle. "It's dark in there. I can't see anything." "I knew it," Bob gasped. "It's empty. No wonder I have to think of everything. You don't even need a head." So there they are with their magnifying glass looking inside the head. "Don't be silly," said Tom. "If I didn't have a head, I wouldn't have a place to put a hat." "How true," said Bob. "I should have thought of that." Tom and Bob walked down the dirt road. The sun was hot. The air was muggy. They saw the farmer's grandchildren swimming in the pond. "It looks like fun," said Tom. "Let's jump in and cool off." So there's the pond they're looking at. "What?" Bob cried. "Jump in? Do you want to sink?" Tom watched the children swimming in the pond. "They're not sinking." "Of course not," Bob declared. "They're wearing suits that swim." "Suits that swim?" Bob sighed. "Why do you think they're called swimming suits?" "Oh," muttered Tom, "I didn't know." Bob shook his head sadly. "I have to think of everything," he complained. Tom pointed at the farmer's house. "I saw a suit that swims hanging on the farmer's clothesline. I will get it." Tom ran fast. See how his legs are spinning? They're showing how fast he can run. He ran to the clothesline and grabbed Mrs. Farmer's swimming suit. He ran back so fast that he crashed into Bob. They fell into the pond. "Help!" Bob cried. "Help, help! We're not wearing suits that swim." Tom saw Mrs. Farmer's swimming suit. "There," he yelled. "I see it. It broke into 2 pieces, a part for you and a part for me. Put it on before we sink." "Whew," Bob wheezed. "That was close." "No kidding," said Tom. Tom and Bob picked some peas in the farmer's garden. Bob stopped pea picking. He looked sad. "What's the matter?" Tom asked. "My name," said Bob. "I had it a minute ago, and now it's gone. Where did you leave it? Bob tried to remember. I don't know. What did it look like? It was small like yours, Bob sniffed, and it had a round thing in the middle. Like mine? Don't you remember? No, said Tom. I must have left mine with yours. Tom and Bob looked in the potato patch. They looked under the farmer's beehive. They could not find their names. Maybe they were stolen, Bob suggested. Ask the cow, said Bob. Ask her if she's seen our names. So here they're going to go look at the cows. What's that cow doing? Excuse me, said Tom. Have you seen anyone with names that don't belong to them? What did they look like? Asked the cow. They were small, Tom explained, and they had a round thing in the middle, like a donut. What kind of donut? Plain, glazed, jelly, or old-fashioned? Any sprinkles? I forgot, said Bob. Nope, said the cow. Sorry. They searched everywhere. They asked and asked, but no one had seen any names that didn't belong to them. Do you see who are they talking to up here? Those are possums. They hang upside down from the trees with their tails. Then over here, they're talking to a little centipede. They're talking to a cat who doesn't look too happy to talk to them. And they're talking to some sheep. And then it looks like they're using a machine over here. I think that's a metal detector to look for their names. The two turkeys crossed the road and plopped down in the shade of an old oak tree. How sad, Bob moaned. When we had names, we were somebodies. But now our names are gone and we're nobodies. We must be somebodies, said Tom. I can see you. Do you see me? Of course, Bob said. But who are you? Who am I talking to? Without a name, I can't see the who in you. Maybe we need new names, Tom suggested. Something to put back the who. Like what? Well, said Tom, I could call you Bob. Oh, Bob cried, that's a wonderful name. Yes, said Tom, and it has a donut in the middle. I'll call you Tom, said Bob. That name has a donut in the middle too. Plain or glazed? Tom asked. Plain, said Bob. Mine is glazed. Bob and Tom walked proudly down the road with their new names. After dinner, Tom and Bob watched the sun go down. There it goes, said Tom. Yep, said Bob, just like always. Tom nodded. I wonder why. Why? Yes, why? Why does the sun come up in the morning and go down at night? In the morning, Bob explained, the sun is full of hot air, so it rises like a balloon. By the end of the day, the air is used up, so it sinks. It has a leak? Tom asked. The sun is old, Bob said. It takes all night to refill it. Where? At the gas station. Wow, said Tom, you are so smart. I know, Bob agreed. We are what we are. So here they are, having their little talk before they go to bed. They sound like they're really good friends. I know something too, said Tom. Really? Yep, I know what we're going to do today. At last, Bob remarked. What? Sleep. Oh, right, Bob agreed. So, what do you want to do tomorrow? So that's the end of Bob and Tom, two turkeys that have a fun day together. Thank you for joining us for Storytime. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.